What's up, everybody? It's Ken here, and today I am going to unravel for you the number one biggest reason why most coaches fail. And it's not what you think, and I'm going to tell you right after this. So the big question is this: how is a tiny percentage of entrepreneurs blow the pack away? What are they doing that we're not? I asked myself that question for 10 years. I was failing forward and getting sick of it. I wanted to build a coaching business, but couldn't make any headway. So I started studying them. I realized that the world's most elite marketers, entrepreneurs, and gurus were all using the same 4-step system. I call it the authority factor. On the show, I'm going to prove to you that the authority factor worked for them and it'll work for you. My name is Ken Dunn. Let's get started.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken here, and today I am sitting at this freaking gorgeous lake. Check this out. See if I can show you this, if you'll see this okay. This is basically the dining room at our newest cottage, and that's the view at the windows. You can see I've got my office set up here. In there you can see the view of the cottage. Kind of a view, but I'm up here right now for basically 2 weeks, working right from the cottage. There's some guys on site that are doing some work at our bunkie outside, getting it all finished. So I figured it was just easier here to set up shop and work and live the dream, right? To do what I talk about. Now, but I got a really, really important topic that I want to talk to you guys about today, because I'm not naive. I see what's happening. We have amazing, amazing people joining our year-long coaching program. And there are people in the group who have paid a significant amount of money to be in the group. And they're like vanishing. They're disappearing. They're going ghost. And they're probably embarrassed about that, obviously, because they have these dreams and goals to build coaching businesses. And I know why it's happening. I was about to say, for one reason or another, with you for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm hoping that some of the people that have disappeared, they hear this and they make some comments in the posts and say, I heard it loud and clear, I'm back. And then there's others that I'm hoping that you get this at the right time and it stops you from falling off the wagon. It's really what it comes down to. Look, building a successful coaching business is hard. It's not easy. It has to be, if you're going to succeed, you have to have a why that makes you cry. I wrote a book. It was my second book. It was the one that got fixed. It was called Being the Change. And in that book, in the research leading up to that book, I studied Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and Pierre Trudeau. 7 world caliber leaders. And I wanted to see what made them tick and what I could learn from them. And one of the things that I found in all of them is they had these reasons that they did what they did. These are like their personal reasons, their why, that were unbelievable, that were world-changing. Mother Teresa, in her journey, she became overwhelmed, possessed by the plight of children in Calcutta when she was a young teenager, and she ran away from home the first time in order to become a nun and start serving. And she couldn't get it out of her mind. It would reduce her to tears just thinking about it. Steve Jobs, like most people think about Steve Jobs and they think, oh yeah, he's capitalist, made a lot of money. But no, Steve Jobs wanted to change the world, and he did change the world. And it used to stir him. It used to cause such a fuss that it finally woke in the rest of us. There's this poem. You got to listen to this. One man awake will awake another, and the second will awaken his next door brother. And the third awake will awake the town by turning the whole place upside down. And the many awake will cause such a fuss that it finally awakens the rest of us. One man with dawn in his eye multiplies. So if you're really going to become successful in a coaching business, that's step one. You gotta get into your mind a true belief that you can impact, change the people. And then here's the second thing. Like I said in the notes for this show, human beings naturally remove themselves from any environment where there is a new stimuli in the environment, something new, or if it makes them uncomfortable, or if it's hard. We avoid difficulties. If you're going to build an online coaching business in today's world, there's stuff you're going to have to figure out to learn how to build funnels, how to run ads, how to position your offer so people want to buy it, how to figure out what is that thing. How do you tie together the thing you want to do with the thing they want to do? Because a lot of times it's not easy. A lot of coaches will be like in the personal development space. A coach wants to launch a leadership business. The coach that wants to launch a leadership business is going to fucking struggle with it. Excuse my language. They're just going to struggle. On the other hand, if they just think for a second and take the time to slow down and ask themselves, what is it that my client is struggling with? So instead of building a leadership business, why not build a business teaching parents how to raise kids? Why not build a business teaching business owners how to scale their business without any more capital? You see what I'm saying? Like each of those scenarios I just painted the picture of is leadership. How do you lead your kids? How do you lead your employees? But you say that to people, they're not going to buy into that. You got to figure that part out. But the most important thing, and the reason so many people fall off the wagon, and the reason I'm hoping this message catches you at the right time, is it just becomes difficult, and life is so hard. I know you're going through this right now. Life is difficult. Life is hard. You know, there's so much going on around you. And when you start to run through your day, you've always got a list of have to do's and want to do's. And the have to do's, don't they always take priority? You have to go to work. You have to put food on the table. You have to go help your mom. You have to take out the garbage. Like these have to do's, they creep into your life and you lose control. You get so overwhelmed by what you have to do in a day that you never take time. This is the biggest problem coaches have. In the early days, trying to launch their businesses, they never take time to say, how do I squeeze the want to do's or the need to do's into the have to do's? Because the fastest way in the world for you to truly change your life is to double or triple the revenue coming into your life. And you can do that in any coaching business if you make it a priority. But you're saying, Ken, how do I make it a priority? I got to do these things. And by the time I get these things done, go to work, help the kids, take the kids to hockey practice, to soccer practice, to sports. By the time I get all that done, I'm just exhausted. I just want to collapse on the couch. How do you do it? Here's the answer. Schedule it. Schedule it. Schedule your priorities. Priorities become permanent when they're scheduled. I have an entire, let me see if I can pull this up here. If you're watching this on the video, what I'm showing you right now is my calendar. Everything in my life is scheduled, including need to sit down and build a new funnel. So there you go. There you guys can see it right there. For those of you guys that are online. Everything is scheduled. Those big blocks of time that you see there, that's where I'm learning more about YouTube advertising. I'm studying YouTube advertising. I bought a couple online courses. I'm digging deep into it because I want to master it. And I will within the next couple months. But why is that going to happen? Because it's in a schedule. Everything I do. If you're doing any continuing education, put it in a schedule. If you're in this group, if you're in my coaching program, you know the things you need to do. Diarize it. Get it into a schedule. Once you get it into that calendar, it will stick with you. And when that time comes, that is the biggest priority. It becomes a have to do because you got it in the calendar. And that's the secret. That's all there is to it. If you just organize your life that way, more stuff will start getting done. And when you compound together a whole bunch of little wins, little things that you get done that were on your need to do or want to do list, lives change. So I hope I see you on our next group coaching call. I hope I see you at our next events. I hope somehow I find out that this message impacted you. You started scheduling things. You started banging have-to-dos and want-to-dos and need-to-dos and want-to-dos off of your list. You started changing lives. I can see it already. Can you?
Hey friends, it's Ken Dunn here. I really hope you enjoyed the show today. Hey listen, if you've ever thought about starting a coaching business, if you've got this information in your mind that you want to share with other people and you know you can start a business with that, but you don't know how to get started, I want to invite you to come to my live online presentation. There's a basic, simple system that I will teach you, that I will show you exactly how to get all the information out of your mind and position the information so that people want to consume it, whether it's a book or an online course. Actually, in our 60 to 90 minutes together, I'll show you how to write your own book. I'll show you how to build an online course, write the book in less than 5 hours, build the online course, launch it, and sell it in less than 7 days. The link is in the bio. Check it out. It'll change your life forever.